What's up guys, I'm Lee Williamson and today I'm going to show you how to model a Barista milk foaming jug inside of Cinema 4D. So without further ado, let's dig in.
Right, so we're going to start off with using a cylinder as that's the closest shape to a milk jug. And you can press NB. Think about nota bene, very important, which is corrosion shading line. It's always good to know your shortcuts. NA, think not applicable, and it turns them on and off. So NB to turn them back on again. Go into cylinder, change to 16, and then press go to caps and turn them off so that you don't have any caps on top and bottom, and then press C to break it apart. You can also break it apart by pressing this little button at the very top part, make it editable. And then what we're going to do is we're going to click on the cylinder. Let's just call this jug. And we're going to go into our edge selection and loop cut and go halfway down. So if you hold down your shift key, it snaps into different positions, and if you can see there's a little dots that appear, and we're just going to go halfway down. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to select these two faces. I'm going to hold down, I'll choose extrude. Let's try that again, extrude out. And next I'm going to just get rid of these top two faces. Right, so that should be the spout of the jug. Now if we click on the jug, hold down Alt and choose subdivision surface, we should put a subdivision around there to add more segments. I like changing mine to ISO arms. Now ISO arms basically, it just takes, imagine your object, and once you put your subdivision surface, it just gives you the curved edges without you actually seeing all the extra edges that's added onto your geometry. So when you've got a lot of line work, sometimes it's just a nicer way to see the exact cuts you actually have. So if you press Q on your keyboard, that can turn your subdivision surface on and off. So I'm going to take these two faces, press T on my keyboard and press Q just so I can see what it looks like when I'm skewing it down. So I think that looks about cool. And if I press NA again, just looking to see how it's shaping up, NB again to turn it back on. So I will use my loop cut tool, and I'm going to add a loop cut around here. So if I press Q to see what happens, it adds a loop cut. In fact, I could probably do it even tighter around there, and that should pinch it nice and tightly around there. And then what I could do, we could probably just then take these two here and press T on my keyboard and scale it in and just tighten it a bit up there. Now I don't know if you can see this. Let's see. If I go into my Phong shading and I turn break edges off, that should already improve the smoothness of it. And also if I click this little line over here, and I just move it a little bit forward, it should just smoothen that bottom bit. You know, imagine this loop selection is supposed to be tightening it over there. So if I just kind of give it a little bit more breathing room, should look a lot better over there. Now the next section we can do is going down to the bottom, UL to get a loop selection, and then I press T on my keyboard and oh no, not T key, hold down Control and then just scale down, and then press T on my keyboard and hold Control, oh maybe not that, Control and down, T on the keyboard to scale it in a little bit, and then what I can do is keep T on and scale directly inwards. So if we press Q on the keyboard, that should be nice. And curve view on the end. And then we can use our full hold. And we use a line cut. We cut across here, cut across here, cut across here, and cut across here. So now we've got 4 ends. We never want to have triangles anyway, always quads, so 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. And that should be nice and clean. Now the next thing we need to do is add some thickness to this jug. Looking at this jug and I'm just thinking it would probably be nice actually if we had a little bit more shapeliness to it. So we had to put a loop cut somewhere around the middle over there, and let's see, let's just select around here like that. I press T on my keyboard and I go to modeling axis. Well, what I'm going to do, actually just add that extra point there and that extra point there. And then I'm going to move my axis. I don't know if you saw, I clicked my axis point there down to exactly where that line is. And now when I press T on my keyboard and scale it, actually just turn the axis off now, it should just pinch in the jar a little bit. That should look much cooler. And then you know what we could probably do again is click these 3 points here and then just probably bring them in a little bit more. Gosh, you know what? That means I'm going to have to redo these. But we know what we really need to do. So press T on the keyboard, move the axis point over, let's go to the sides, this view, move that point to the very end, press T on the keyboard to scale, turn that axis off first, and then just scale that in a tad. There we go. That's much nicer. Okay, now the next thing we need to do is to add some thickness to the jug. So let's just select the whole entire jug using my polygons mode, and I'm going to choose extrude. I'm going to make sure I choose caps on, because if I just extrude straight inside, it's not going to do anything. It's just going to scale the whole darn thing inwards and not give me that extra face that was left over. So we kind of want to put the caps on and then extrude in. And if I press Q off on the keyboard, it's just Okay, let's show you what I'm doing here. So I'm extruding in. We probably don't want that much. Let's just try a little bit, just a weeny little bit, because this is quite a thin jug. Okay, and if I turn the subdivision surface on again, kind of disappears a bit. Oh wait, you know what? Let me just do one small thing here. I'm noticing a little bit of pinching going on inside the jug. So let's just move this around and see what happens to the foam shading. What if I move that out a bit? Would that help? You know what, leave it as it is, it's fine. I'm sure you just love me wasting your time there. So back to extrude, got our caps on, we're going to extrude inner, just a tiny little bit, like that. And then we're going to just put in some loop cuts around here to bring that thickness back into the jug that the subdivision surface is taken away. Some over there, and some over there. Now it's looking a little bit curved over there, so we might want to put a loop cut directly in the middle of here. So I'm going to hold down my shift so it snaps it right to the middle. And there we've got a jug, a little bit of thickness, and if you saw that loop cut, put a loop cut there and a loop cut there, just so that it didn't just go all wonky around here, but you've kind of given it a boundary. Cool, so now what is the next thing we need to do is we need to give it a handle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put it into front, well, let's see, this front view over here. And I'm going to get a pen tool out. I've got a little milk jug next to me. You heard me sliding that on the table. Let's see, how does that milk jug look? So it's going to kind of go up, side, forward, down, roughly like that. So the first thing I'm going to do is select these 4 lines, press T on the keyboard, and hold down Shift and scale them until all these lines are zeroed out. And I'll do the same thing with this. Press T on the keyboard, scale down until those are zeroed out. Scale these ones down, press T on the keyboard, scale down until that's zeroed. Then all these are lined up and all these are lined up. And maybe I just want this to be a little bit more exaggerated. And then the next thing I want to do is I want some kind of a curviness on my splines. So I'm going to take that spline. Okay, let me just take both these splines because this is where it's going to be nice and curvy. I'm going to choose chamfer. And I'm going to check on flat because I would rather have it flat. And it's roughly going to be there, and then do chamfer again until all the edges are roughly the same length. And now on these corners, it's going to be a much tighter corner. So when I chamfer, I'm going to do a much smaller chamfer. That should be about right. Okay, now what's the next thing to do? I'm going to choose a rectangle. Press T on my keyboard and scale that rectangle down. Press C to break it apart. And I'm going to put this inside a sweep. Drag them both inside and take this rectangle and scale it down much further. Let's see, what's the wrong way around? Okay, that is the right way around. Just press T on my keyboard and scale it down. Cool. It should be about right. And now all I want to do is thicken it up. So what I'm going to do, press T on my keyboard and scale it up over here. Let's make it nice and wide. And how thin do we want this to be? Yeah, I think that seems about right to me. And then we turn our fillet caps to none. So let's just show you what's going on here. Let's put capping on. You can see the caps inside here. We want these on none. So it leaves a nice little hole inside there. And same thing for the other side, none. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to select the whole lot and connect objects and delete. I'm going to call that handle. Select the lot and move it over to the end of the jug. And we might just want to center to axis, which worked very well. Not. There we go, that's better. And we're going to move this down to the middle. Right, I think that's working very nicely. We're both going to put these both in the subdivision surface. Now, they're not going to work until I put them both together inside of a null. So, G, whack that in a null, and whack that in a null, and let's just call this milk jug. And now it should add a subdivision surface to both of the objects. You notice what's happening here, it's thinning out at the edges because I need to put it in some loop cuts. So I can press Q to turn it on and off, or I can just click this little tick back and forth. What I'll do is I'm going to check on the handle and let's try a ring selection. I'm going to click on that ring selection like that, press MM on the keyboard and it does a cut directly down the middle. Press E and double click it to get a full selection of that ring selection. And then I'm going to click on bevel and pull it all the way to the end. And let's see what that does. That's great. In fact, you know what I could do? If I do a loop cut on the whole lot, that would be a lot better. So why don't I take a ring selection on the inside also, and then go MM, and then take that selection and that loop selection, and then bevel the lot. So we are getting a loop selection inside and outside, and then do to the edges. Press Q on the keyboard, and that should be nice, solid there. And then why not? Let's try a loop cut inside here if we wanted to make it nice and sharp at the edges. And then what we can do is, I'm just going to solarize the whole handle. Got to fill up these little holes here. So I'm just going to fill up those holes. use my knife cut tool. Actually, not yet. Put my loop cut inside of here, so that I've got on both sides. And then I'm going to take that knife cut tool and work a knife over there, there, and there. Then now let's see how it should look. I'll just need one more loop cut down here. As you notice, it's kind of curving too much down the end. So let me whack one in over there. Boom, that looks nice and clean. We just got to do the same thing down to the very bottom. I'm going to solarize that again. Fill in that hole. Not a clue what I did there. Let's just deselect that whole lot. Okay, now I fill in the hole. Take a line cut tool and cut through there, cut through there, and cut through there. And then just make another loop cut around the edge, just so that it comes off nice and neat. Boom. Put our subdivision surfaces on. And there we go. Magic. A milk jug. Select this whole lot. Let's just see. This needs to go in a little bit further. Looking at this jug, I think it's a little bit too tall, and the shape is a little bit just too straight up. So I might just use a deformer to work a taper on it. And I'll put that to parent. Let's rotate that around this way and make that out. Would a taper be the right thing? Maybe a bulge. Turn the taper off. Just take that bulge off and definitely make that taper come nice and wide. Let's just move it up. Let's see. Now we kind of want that only on the jug itself. So I'm not letting it be on the spout itself. That just should give it a more shapely type of a look. If I just add a new null and I take the whole lot, put it inside here, call it backup, and just turn that off, work it down at the bottom. And all I'm going to do is bake that down. Boom. And that should all be baked down. And then that handle, you know what, I probably should have just done something with that handle. Yeah, let's just bake that down, it's fine. Take that handle over there. Just rotate it perhaps. See it from the side. Yeah, I'm happy with that. And who knows, do we want to squish it a little bit? Do we want a slightly smaller jug? Could do. You could just go to the side view. Press 0, which is your rectangular selection. Your line tool, 0, boom. Do it just on the jug. And we could just bring it up a little bit. So we have more of a bit of a dumpy jug. And then we can just take a handle and scooch it up. There you go, just something a little bit more stylish. You know, don't want to be limited by the way you design your jug, and know that you can use deformers just to give it something that a little bit more of an oomph.
So I hope you found that tutorial useful. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe, as I would hugely appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye.